There's a reason why there's a saying that says happy wife, happy life. It isn't because we're trying to dismiss the presence or the
That's literally
value of
what
the
that's
man,
doing.
Yeah.
but it
That's
really,
literally what
no, no,
that's
no,
doing.
no. It's literally, stop being jealous of women in their position in life. It's weird. Of course, but wouldn't a child benefit if their mother wasn't miserable and
Oh my,
overworked and
she's
drained and
miserable and
exhausted
overworked
and
anyway.
underappreciated? Wouldn't they
We
She just
also
we
told me
benefit
that
from
she was
that?
gonna be miserable and overworked when she become a single parent.
Oh no, 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 no. She's not
I think
necessarily
appreciation,
miserable. She
yeah,
just has more on her
it has a lot to
plate.
do with it.
Oh my god.
That is the craziest shit I've ever
That
heard
don't
in my
make any
life.
type
Soak
of
it
sense
in,
at
No,
all.
gentlemen.
no,
Soak
it's a
it
lot of women that
in.
would
That
leave
is the
their
most
relationships for
illogical.
that though. It's the
So
truth
hold on, y'all.
though.
It's the
Because
truth.
it's not all about money. When it's a woman finally telling you that it's not all about money, y'all are baffled. It's
Huh?
not about money at that point. She's not caring
Man,
about
Die,
the
die,
finances and stuff like that.
die.
She's
There
caring
was a
about
woman.
how she.
There was a woman that told her husband, "Oh, I need more help around the house. You're not around enough." He said, "Sure." He took less hours at work. He was working almost 80 hours a week. He started working a regular like 50-hour a week job. And he started being home more. He was cooking more. He was doing all these things she wanted him to do. But when it came time and she wanted that extra money, he was like, "Yeah, you remember I had to take those hours off of work to be home more." And then the money became important again. We a lot like the thing is, here's the problem. The problem is that a lot of everybody feels unappreciated. Men feel unappreciated for their efforts when it comes to the home, going to work every day, working 12, 13 hours, 4 or 5, 12s a week. And women feel unappreciated doing what they do at home. However, the reality is that you do everything based on the hours that you are outside the home. Men do help out around the house. But if you got to work 4 12s and 5 12s, you're out the house 16, 17 hours a day. It's almost nearly impossible for you to help your wife out if you're working 5 12s.
You don't have to just show appreciation by helping out. There's other ways to show that you appreciate your wife. Just as thank you, babe. Here's something. It don't even have to be bought. It could be something that okay, a candlelit dinner at home. There's other ways to show appreciation. So that's what y'all going back to money, and it don't always have to do
I'm
with
not.
money.
I haven't No, went to we was money. I'm talking
Some
just about the
women
saying. woman
just wants
complaining
to
about being
feel
overworked.
appreciated. They want to make it seem like just because I'm a housewife, don't make it seem like my work doesn't matter. Don't make it seem like my work for a woman isn't stressful as a woman. And some men don't get that. I get what you're saying, Sweeney, but it seems like the ones that might be getting it because of divorce, they're dealing with the men who were just like being entitled instead of
How do
appreciative.
you
It's a
know that?
difference between being entitled
That's no way
because
to
it's
call.
I've seen it in like regular relationships. I didn't see men
Antidote.
not appreciate things that women would
That
do, even at the baby mama, baby daddy stage. And it's like they don't understand, like, she wants to be appreciated for this, but I do this and I do this. Okay, that's you doing something to show. Sometimes they need to be told,
do you
sometimes they need to be held,
die?
sometimes
Pause right
it's
there.
other
Pause
things
right
that
there.
they need,
Die. Pause
especially if
right
a woman
there.
is
Die.
successful.
Pause. Did you hear what the man said? Man, I'm doing all this for you. They're both feeling unappreciated. It's not a one-way street. It ain't just women feeling unappreciated in relationships. Men are also feeling
But y'all have
unappreciated.
to speak up. Just because y'all
They
don't
do
speak.
speak up.
Okay, then. So the woman should do
So
something
everybody,
to fix it too. That's what I'm saying. But
You,
when
you know
when
what?
a
You know what
person
speaks.
feels completely checked out, that means they voiced it and it didn't change.
You
That's
want
how
to know what
divorce
speaks
happens. It's
louder?
not just for a moment of an
You want to
unappreciation.
know what
It's
speaks
the
louder,
unappreciation
and we
that's
should
like
be able to hear it.
continued.
We should be able to hear it because we get so many examples by day. What I'm trying to do is get you to understand that it's actually more valuable to value what's important over what's easier. We're exposing that the women on this, not all of y'all, the women on this panel, and per the data that she proclaimed, is valuing what's easy over what's important. And it's sad to say that our women specifically, since we argue, and this is the reason why women are walking away, I'm gonna use that. Women specifically are not finding out that it's more important to raise these children in the house with a father until after they already grown. You know what I'm saying? Until after they already dead, until after they
I
already
think
in prison,
emotional
till after
stability
they
is
already
equally as
repeating the
That's
important.
behavior.
subjective. There's a lot of children that would argue otherwise. There are a lot of children that grew up in two-parent homes and they saw their parents completely miserable, argued all the time. They weren't cohesive. They weren't a cohesive front for
Only
that
one
family, and
person.
they wish that
Mm-hmm.
they would have separated. So
But
you
Because
can't
now it's
apply that
affecting their
because
current dating
there's
life,
actually a
like
study that
seriously.
shows that a lot of children where they truly find solace is in knowing, and I know this seems woman leaning, but this is a study. I will send it to the chat, where children feel more whole when they know that the mother is happy and content in that household. There's a reason why there's a saying that says happy wife, happy life. It isn't because we're trying to dismiss the presence or the
That's literally
value of
what
the
that's
man,
doing.
yeah,
but it
That's
really,
literally what
no, no,
that's
no,
doing.
no. It's literally, stop being jealous of women in their position in life. It's weird.
That's
Okay.
not being jealous. You're
It
saying that a
is.
man
There's a
doesn't
Women
matter.
have
jealousy.
a certain
Hold on,
position
There's
y'all.
and
a
One
men
mic,
have a
one
certain
mic,
jealousy.
position.
There's a
She's telling the
jealousy. Let's
truth.
talk
one
about
mic,
the
one mic,
Like
jealousy.
one
when it
mic.
comes to respect.
We gotta talk about. We gotta address the jealousy because that's what it is.
No, we don't.
Let's call a spade a spade. A lot of men are jealous of a woman's position. It's almost like they want to be the women now. They want to be the
whoa,
prize. They
What?
want to be centered. Men can't be centered. You can't be the prize and be the protector, right?
This
The
is crazy.
protector protects
holy
the
shit.
prize.
I feel
All
like
right,
they
You
feel
so
like that
can't
about
DJ,
be
their
there's a big
wives.
both.
problem.
I just don't
DJ,
feel
there's a
like they feel
big
like that
problem with
about
what you're
other
You
saying.
women.
can't
I
be
feel like they
both.
feel like that about their
There's
wives,
a
but
big
they
Like
don't
problem.
it's
feel like that
okay.
about
It's
other
Hold on, hold
women.
on,
okay.
y'all. Hold on,
It's
hold on,
okay to operate in your masculinity. Like
Hold,
don't
hold on,
be
DJ.
jealous.
hold on,
Jose,
hold on.
hold on.
So I was just gonna say, DJ, the problem with what you're saying is that you've expressed how the children feel, right? And that's typically how females operate. We talk about the feels, but we should get to the facts, right? And the statistical data shows that no matter what you're talking about right now, that the product of a two-parent household is objectively better in every measurable metric, period. That's just the facts. So we can't go against the facts. And that's what's important. And then once parents and women in particular start to understand the duty of parenting and stop being so selfish and cut it out with this hyper individualism, we'll have a much better community. That's the problem. Everybody's worried about themselves and how they feel and forgetting about the duty. And that's why we're losing as a community right now. When you go to other cultures, you don't see that as much. People are less selfish. They are selfless, and they pour into their families and they invest in their families and they make sure that they don't leave them with debt. They leave them with wealth, generational wealth. But it takes two parents. It starts with a strong family. Then you can have a strong community, then a strong society. But until we can get the first part down, if we can't get to the point where men and women could get along and understand our duties rather than how the hell we feel, we are going to continue to have this problem forever.
All right, let's go ahead and get Shannon there. Go ahead, Shannon.
So you just added another piece to it, and I'm gonna hit that at the end, okay? So what I was hearing, I think that what works for Bruiser works for him and his wife, right? If she's okay with staying at home and he's the provider. First of all, not everybody's providing, okay? So he has a home that's not the norm. Most households take two individuals to take care of the bills. So if you guys are both working, I think Sweeney was one of the people who said that, hey, I help out with the kids. That works. And that's probably why he's still married. The people here are obviously doing things to help their wives out. And that's the reason why they are still married, right? We're talking about people who the marriage failed. When it comes to sometimes it is being overworked. People get drained, and you say, well, single moms is a single mom, I will say that if you are dead weight, it will be more than just taking care of a kid, right? But I would hope that you wouldn't be with somebody who's just dead weight. Like, wait, he's literally doing something. It's kind of like being with a woman. She's not doing nothing. She's not cooking for you. She's not giving you sex. That would be the equivalent, right? But on the back end, when it came to Trev, one of the things he brought up, he's absolutely right. Families do better with two parents in the household, but I want him to have that same smoke for men who say, well, I wasn't trying to wife her in the first place when she got pregnant, because it's still kids that are being produced, right? So if we're going to use that as a logic, if they're going to say that that's what should be going on, then those men should just suck it up. Like, I got her pregnant. I got to man up because I need to be in this household with my kids. Yeah, I didn't want to wife her, but at this point, she's my baby mom. I got to wife her so we can raise our children together. It's both people who are being selfish in a situation. You can't just say, okay.
No, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
So I think that I just brought in towards the end. I think that people have to do what's best for their household, and both people should be given 100%. If he's working all day, then he should be paying them. I mean, he working. Where the money going to them bills? And you take care of the house when he come home, have that food made for him, massage his feet, make him feel good about himself. You know, daddy doing it. Make sure the kids are okay. If it's not like that, you guys are both working. You guys need to both be in there tackling them that meal. You need to both be doing things other than working. I think it's teamwork. It's not about it's about us. What works for us, two people. And you got to discuss whatever that is for your household, pinpoint blank.